The man painted a sweater on his own body. He pretended it was a sweater. His wife had knit it for him, but the wife felt something was strange. The sweater looks smaller than before, so she asked him to stand up and turn around. The man quickly spun in circles to distract her. Then he suddenly froze. No matter how she called him, he gave no reply. She thought the video signal was bad and hung up. In truth, the man's back was not finished. His roommate had painted it with markers. The man had lied to his wife. He told her he was studying abroad in Russia, but in reality, he had gone to a poor, rural village to help with poverty relief. He wanted to transform the place into a tourist spot. The villagers were grateful. They even acted with him, speaking fake Russian to make the lie more real. One day his wife called again. On the screen, the man was painting in a field. She admired the Russian scenery, but then she noticed a tower behind him, and with Chinese characters on it. The man quickly made an excuse. Suddenly a fake wig blew onto his face. She felt suspicious. Before she could ask, the video froze again. She thought the network had failed and hung up. Around him, the farmers lifted their heads. They were all local villagers, not Russians. Soon the project had only 1 month left. The man was about to return home, but then his wife told him she was going to visit a tourist village. He was shocked. The village she was going to was the very one he lived in. He rushed out of bed and borrowed a mascot costume to follow her. But by then his wife had already entered the village. She went to the village's famous rice fields. She thought the place looked familiar, just like in her husband's video calls. Still, she did not think too much and walked toward the viewing platform. But the sign said, "Pregnant women, long-haired photographers, and their companions are not allowed." The 3 of them froze. The village chief hurried over to apologize. He even gave them 3 boxes of local products. The wife accepted and left with her friends. On the way, they opened the food and ate. When she bit into a sausage, she was stunned. It tasted exactly the same as the ones her husband had mailed her from Russia. She immediately returned to the village. This time the disguise was gone. She went to the bulletin board and tore off a poster. Underneath was her husband's photo. Then she visited the place where he had been working. The villagers were shocked to see her. The chief put on a wig to hide his identity. Another villager tried to text the man, but her friend caught him. The wife looked around, unable to believe her eyes. Then she noticed the wall covered in murals. Every piece was painted by her husband. He had worked hard to make the village rich and beautiful. Seeing this, she felt proud of him. When her husband finally saw her, he feared she would be angry, but she only held his hand. When she noticed the scars on his hand, she felt deep pain in her heart. She did not blame him. Instead, she understood. In the end, she chose to stay. Together, they would continue this meaningful work.